Hi all. Continuing with our new series, Obscure Encounters with the Celebrated, I opened the papers to see that Treat Williams had died. He was killed in an accident. He was riding his motorcycle and was hit by a car, 71 years old. Treat Williams was an exceptionally good actor whose career was not as brilliant and vaunted as I and a lot of people expected. He was a riveting stage actor, and he got the lead in the musical version, Milos Forman's version of Hair, the important 60s era musical, which I think was shot in the 80s or the 70s. I'm not even sure. But the thing about Treat Williams to note is that you see in newspapers, they'll say, known for this role. But known for this role isn't the same thing as the peak of his career. Because when someone is known for a role, you can say that Ian McKellen is known for his participation in Harry Potter. It doesn't land with me, because the most important thing about an actor's career is whether he appeared in a movie that was important enough that it'll be looked at in 50 years. Okay. And the movie that Treat Williams made that will be looked at in 50 years was a marvelous Sidney Lumet movie, one of several that he made about the gritty, seamy, fascinating life of New York City, of living, breathing New York City, and cops and crime and the courts. What's called Prince of the City. And Treat Williams was at the absolute center of it. And he had a showdown with Jerry Orbach on the street near the end of the film. And Treat Williams' acting without dialogue was absolutely brilliant. He was a fine actor. My encounter with him was when he had made Hair, and his career was really taking off from being a highly regarded stage actor to then getting a big Hollywood movie. And then he came back to Broadway to do something like Streetcar Named Desire. I think he did maybe with Jessica Lange. So he was at the very beginning of his Zoom. I was sitting next to him in the theater. I went to the theater regularly back then as a theater critic for a college paper. And I was so blocked and lazy that I didn't even write the review. So eventually the press agent stopped giving me passes. How stupid is that? All I had to do was write a 500-word review of a show, and they would have just kept sending me to shows. Such is life. At any rate, I was sitting right next to him, and his hair was dyed red. Not sure why, but surely it was for a role. And I just remember at intermission leaning over and saying something to him. He was standing, I was standing, and I said something to him. And he was at that point of becoming famous. And so instead of turning and looking at me, he just sort of leaned his ear over, but never made eye contact with me. Like he was an important person. And I remember that and thinking that it was charming. The flush of fame, a man still in his 20s who believes himself becoming important. So he would take questions like that. At any rate, I always liked his work and thought highly of it. And when I saw Prince of the City, I thought, well, he's done it. So you can take all the things he's made and throw them out, but there's Prince of the City. And some actors don't even get a chance to appear in a movie, that is that good. So Treat Williams did not have a great career. He was supposed to have a great career. He had a good career, a working career as a working actor, but he never became the star I thought he would. But as I say, he made Prince of the City. And if you made Prince of the City, that's that means you're a 20-game winner. So rest in peace, Treat Williams.